President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Philippines.
Kindly sit down. Salamat. Yung listahan, popo kayo. Ito yung mag-ipakita. To the Philippines Olympic Chairman Sports Commissioner Pinko Wangko and Butch Ramirez. Butch used to work for me for the longest time. Yung napaalis siya tapos pabalik na naman siya. He's occupying the office he was occupying during Arroyo's time. There are about 10 gold, silver is 5, bronze is 2. Ano ba itong at least naibigay na ba ito? Wala pa. Kapag manalo, ibigay ko lahat ng bayan sa inyo. I'll give you an island. But on sa kanina, balihog, kindly. Pasensya, hindi ako sanay mag-istorya na ganito. Well, we are in the discipline of golf, table tennis, taekwondo, swimming, lifting. This is a very limited area of sports discipline, but I believe that considering that we have only sent, it's not really a token, but a small delegation, maybe it's the fiercest and most competitive among all. Alam mo ho, it is sad that we cannot really finance the building of a human being into an athlete. Dito, contemporary times, because we get it from the provinces where they excel, but somehow at the start, they do not have the nutrition, they do not have really the skill at an early age. Nagkukulit pa ho tayo, we try to pick them up from the different provinces and to look for the best thereabout. In the sense that we are not really prepared or prepare them for an early age, an early training to spot them and from the crowd and build him to be a very good athlete at an early age. That's the drawback, and it is simply because of contemporary times. We do not have the structure really of getting the best, except for the athletic meets that we conduct regularly. Most of all is really at an early age, there's the proper nutrition. But somehow God has been kind to us in boxing. Kasi palaban nga ito, it's either do or die. Nag-i-excel ang Filipino dito. Foremost is really Pacquiao, who would be the hero of the ages of this nation. Then table tennis, ang mahusay dyan, ang mga Chinese. Yan sila. So, and Singapore maybe. But mostly this field of discipline is cornered by them. Then we have the taekwondo. Medyo atin to. We can compete with the swimming, of course, weightlifting. I said we are not really built for such a task. But in golf, table tennis, maybe, we are built in such a way that we enjoy a sort of a mechanism, defense, the immune system that's better off than the others. Because, I have experienced that as mayor when I go into a relocation project and the dismantling of houses. You can just imagine, boy, the mosquitoes abound everywhere. And yet they're healthy and alive, and most of them are soldiers. Ganito karan, as if they were not bitten at all. It would take a cobra of the African species to kill the Filipino. The local, ano bang tawag din sa amin, it's, there's a dialect for that cobra wars. Well, I would like to just say to you, just try your best. You need not really kill to win. Just enough that you try, however hard. And the conscious mind would always work on something in the direction of love of country. Nothing beats, not everybody is given the honor to serve his country. Of the 100 million Filipinos, plus 4, few are given, I said, the opportunity to be a part of a team or to be working for government, and it's not given to everybody. So that honor is very distinct in the sense of numbers. And yung sa loob mo. Kaya I'd like to tell you the truth. If I were to go back in time, hindi na ako pasok dito. Because in terms of material, hindi ako magbubula. Kailangan mo. Like us, we have to work to death to earn a living and to have something. Pagtanda mo, you have to contend with medicines, hospitalization. Sino bang ayaw ng, ba't itong sa akin ngayon, to para itong 100 million Olympics. Were it not for the love of my country. If it's just a matter of being honored, tapos standing there to review the troops and being proud that you are president, up to that, tapos yan. When you walk, you work. I walk every day. And ang sweldo ko konti lang masyado. At may dalawa akong pamilya, paghatiin nilang dalawa. Pamilya ko, papaano yan? Wala na akong allowance para sa akin. No more happiness. Manghiram ka pa sa presidential security. Put yourself at ease, ma'am. Yun. So, when all the mesmerizing activity after the clapping of the hands, you find yourself alone here. When you go out at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning after a cabinet meeting, that is really very raucous. You tend to say, bakit ba ako pumunta dito? Kung mayor ka lang, okay lang. Pag magsabi, saan si mayor? Sa Manila. Pag may tanong daan si Joseph, saan si mayor? Davao. O, di, lusot ka perme. Dito, wala po. My appointments would take me until about 10 o'clock. Mag-umpisa yan dyan. How far into the night, I really would not kind of venture to you how many. But like you and me, we have to train ourselves to discipline of work in your field of discipline saan ko naman sana na ibigay mo talaga. Kasi may minsan nakakatsamba tayo. In a matter of the averages, we do not have it. Because kulang tayo pagkain and the way that you are still down there. Pero balang araw, in the fullness of God's time, we'll be able to catch up with them. Kaya galit ako ngayon, I had this ambassador. Gusto ko sipain eh. He was reminding me that about these emissions and the carbon footprints. And I said, yes, we are a signatory to that agreement. And would you be able to maintain your emissions? Ko, no, I cannot tell. So, you will, because it will be distributed pro rata. Sabi ko, you do not do it that way, Mr. Ambassador. You who have reached your apex and along the way spewed a lot of contaminants and emissions and will ahead in destroying the climate. Good for you. We are here. We have not reached the age of industrialization. We are going into it. But you are trying to stem with an agreement na hanggang dito lang kayo, we maintain the present emission. Oh, that's stupid. I will not honor that. Sabi niya, but you signed that was not my signature. Somebody else says, not mine. Sabi ko, we better, I will not follow. Kayo kung yung mataas na inyo, along the way, lahat ng basura, all these centuries, tapos ngayon na paakyat lang kami ng amin, mag-limit-limit kayo. Sabi ko, how about design convention? That is not my signature. We will make a new one. Or we do not honor at all. Kalokohan niya. So that is how very competitive and that is how very constricted our lives now. It's being controlled by the world. It's being imposed upon us by the industrialized countries. They think that they can dictate what the destiny of the rest of the nation. Sila yan. Kanila ang just like the oligarchs of this country, the elite. They get contracts from government. They enjoy the fat of the land, and they don't really bother paying taxes. They have this online gambling. We do not even know how much are they earning, how much are we supposed to collect, or there is no mechanism to collect at all. Tapos tayong mga dito, we're trying to train athletes for our country for the greater glory of this Philippines. Hirap tayo kung saan tayo gano'n. And yet the oligarchs continue to wallow in the filth of wealth, I said, and enjoying the fat of this nation. Parang kalukuhan dito. So that is why I said, I assure you, during my time, I will get the money from the pockets of those who are not paying and give it to you to train well. Maybe the next year meron tayo. Mahirap yan. Every day, all throughout the Philippines, we lose about 300 million a day in all ports. 300 million a day. If I could just collect it 1 month, 2 months, ibigay ko sa inyo, tapos na ang problema ko sa at least yung ating athletes. Or for the poor and for everything. That is why you are to embark. Be comfortable in the thought that in the coming days you will have more support because I will collect taxes. At maasahan ninyo, graft and corruption will stop right on its tracks. No more tax exemptions, no more rich people importing. Mga oligarchs. Nandiyan lang sila tayo. They have the connections. The secretary. Do not do it my time. And drugs, I ran because, well, of course, nobody was talking about the seriousness problem of Mindanao. Lahat silang, when everybody filed their candidacy and they were into their program of government, nobody was talking about Mindanao. If you do not do your homework there, we will end up a fragmented state. That was, I was forced to run. added to, ayan lang, Mindanao, corruption, crime, and drugs. Nung una, marami nagsisigaw. Duterte 1 or 2 dito namatay, human rights. Now na presidente ko, I am declaring a total war against the drugs and criminality. Tignan ninyo nga. What are we supposed to do? Yung nag-surrender na 18,000. 80,000. That is, let alone the 3 years ago report of the PDEA, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, that there are about 3 million addicts in this country. Exponentially, at a liberal interpretation, dagdagan mo na lang ng mga 500,000. How do we rehab these guys? Where do we get the money? Kasi napabayaan eh. I would not blame any particular administration, but all these years, this problem was allowed to flourish, and it has now evolved into something that's scary for all of us. Kaya every addict, the human rights would look only just into the death of the addict, that he is poor. Paano yan? Nag-drug addict ako, naging criminal ako kasi yung nanay ko, puta lang, yung tatay ko, hold upper. Ganyan lang. That is your only reason to commit crime. Because you are into drugs, you have to have the fix every day. If you are not a son of a wealthy man, you go out to the streets to look for the amount to buy, and you go into a rape. Pag nabangag ka na, then you hold up ka. Lahat ng ginagawa, nakaw, pati bata. Sa bata, utusan nila magnakaw, tapos bilibilihin nila yung snatching. Do you think they are orchestrated by the child itself? No. Sila yung utusan nila magano ka. Then they buy the stolen goods. Pagbili nila, bigyan nila yung bata. That's why it's a conflagration of everything. Now, I said, I have a job to do. I have a promise to the Philippines. Mabuti pa na, gawain na ito mga atleta. Kasi, but we have first to deal with the fundamental problem. It's the deterioration of our system. Now, bakit? Now, nakita nyo, the dimension of it all, the widespread use. Why? Because government allowed it to be that big. And sabihin mo, bakit dumating naman ganito? Dumating na ganitong karami at widespread, umabot ng thousands by thousands, because government or people in government itself were into it also. And I could not imagine a cadet of the Philippine Military Academy or the Philippine National Police na tayo ang nagbayad sa kanilang schooling, pagkain, lahat. Then when they are there, they become generals. They can't afford to commit treason against the country. It's a wartime crime, but amongst us, it's treason. Kaya nagdumating tayo ng ganito. Ako magpalambot-lambot ako, walang mangyari dito. So I said, at the beginning, remember all of you that I'm putting my stake at stake. My life, my honor, and even losing the presidency. Hindi ako atras dyan. Pag yan lang ang nagawa ko sa bayan ko, period. Tama na ako. But hindi ako atras dito. Not by the human rights, not by the religious, not by anybody, except my conscience, and because I have to save my country. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your encouraging words. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. At this juncture, we shall have our photo opportunity with the President. May we request the President for a photo opportunity with our guests. We shall have 4 batches for this purpose. Our first batch
nandiyan pa si Secretary Jokno. He's out? Asan ang opisina niya? Sa line building. Well, anyway, I have, kasi yung amount ninyo, 1,000 athlete coaches and secretariat. Kung ako kayo, wag na kayong pumunta doon. $1,000. Tapos, officials is 2,000. I will increase your sa mga athletes coaches 3,000. Ang mga official kasi mayaman na yan sila, 500 na lang. Hindi, 3. You'll have 5. Good enough? $5,000 for the... Huwag tayo magtingi. Huwag tayo magtingi. That's why, hindi naman cheapskate. But, kung panahon sa nakawan pati gastuhan, ito, that's the reason why. You know, other countries are so liberal with their finances because they want to help. Pag ganito lang, well, of course, joke, no, is, you know, as the finance secretary, sabihin na naman niya na, wala, kulang man talaga, Mayor. O di, yung sweldo ng PSG, ng buwan na ito, i-give up na lang ninyo. Isang batalyon niya nandyan, si Colonel Bautista, si Ruli, yung was assigned in Davao many years ago also. So, 3 and 5? Would that be okay for you guys? O gusto ninyo dagdagan pa ng 2,000? Kung na-joke no, mag-arit.
Maraming salamat po for your generosity, Mr. President.
80,000. That is, let alone the 3 years ago report of the PDEA, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, that there are about 3 million addicts in this country. Exponentially, at a liberal interpretation, dagdagan mo na lang ng mga 500,000. How do we rehab these guys? Where do we get the money? Kasi napabayaan. I would not blame any particular administration, but all these years, this problem was allowed to flourish, and it has now evolved into something that's scary for all of us. Kaya every addict, the human rights would look only just into the death of the addict, that he is poor. Paano yan? Drug addict ako, naging kriminal ako kasi yung nanay ko, puta lang, yung tatay ko, hold upper. Ganyan lang. That is your only reason to commit crime. Because you are into drugs, you have to have the fix every day. If you are not a son of a wealthy man, you go out to the streets to look for the amount to buy, and you go into a rape. Pag nabangag ka na, din yung mag-hold up ka. Lahat ng ginagawa, nakaw, pati bata. Sa bata, utusan nila magnakaw, tapos bilibilihin nila yung snatching. Do you think they are orchestrated by the child itself? No. Sila yung utusan nila mag-ano ka. Then they buy the stolen goods. Pagbili nila, bigyan nila yung bata. That's why it's a conflagration of everything. Now, I said, I have a job to do. I have a promise to the Philippines. Mabuti pa na gawin na ito tayong mga atleta. Kasi, but we have first to deal with the fundamental problem. It's the deterioration of our system. Now, bakit? Now, nakita niya, the dimension of it all, the widespread use. Why? Because government allowed it to be that big. And sabihin mo, bakit dumating naman ganito? Dumating na ganitong karami at widespread, umabot ng thousands by thousands because government or people in government itself were into it also. And I could not imagine a cadet of the Philippine Military Academy or the Philippine National Police na tayo ang nagbayad sa kanilang schooling, pagkain, lahat. Then when they are there, they become generals. They can't afford to commit treason against the country. It's a wartime crime, but amongst us, it's treason. Kaya nagdumating tayo ng ganito. Eh na kung magpalambot-lambot ako, walang mangyari dito. So I said, at the beginning, remember all of you that I'm putting my stake at stake. My life, my honor, and even losing the presidency. Hindi ako atras dyan. Pag yan lang ang nagawa ko sa bayan ko, period. Tama na ako. But hindi ako atras dito. Not by the human rights, not by the religious, not by anybody, except my conscience and because I have to save my country. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your encouraging words. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. At this juncture, we shall have our photo opportunity with the President. May we request the President for a photo opportunity with our guests. We shall have 4 batches for this purpose. Our first batch
nandiyan pa si Secretary Joke Maula. Rizal? Asan ang opisina niya? Well, anyway, I have, kasi yung amount ninyo, 1,000 athlete coaches and secretariat. Kung ako, kayo, huwag na kayong pumunta doon. $1,000. Tapos, officials is 2,000. I will increase your sa mga athletes coaches 3,000. Ang mga official kasi mayaman na yan sila, 500 na lang. Hindi, 3. You have 5. Good enough? $5,000 for the... Huwag tayong magtingi. Huwag tayong magtingi. That's why, hindi naman cheapskate, but kung panahon sa nakawan pati gastuhan, ito, that's the reason why. You know, other countries are so liberal with their finances because they want to help. Pag ganito lang, well, of course, joke, no, is, you know, as the finance secretary, sabihin na naman niya na, wala, kulang man talaga, Mayor. O di, yung sweldo ng PSG, ng buwan na ito, i-give up na lang ninyo. Isang batalyon niya nandyan, si Colonel Bautista, Ruli, yung He was assigned in Davao many years ago also. So, 3 and 5, would that be okay for you guys? O gusto ninyo dagdagan pa ng 2,000? Kung na-joke na magalit.
Maraming salamat po for your generous doing, Mr. President. So ngayon, picture taking na po tayo, first batch natin. May we please call on our Philippine Sports Commission officials to kindly share this opportunity with the President. Maraming salamat po. And now may we please call on our guests from the Philippine Olympic Committee officials to kindly join them on stage, please, for the photo or picture taking. Thank you very much. Ngayon po ang coaches, athletes, and officials.
Dito, contemporary times, because we get it from the provinces where they excel, but somehow at the start, they do not have the nutrition. They do not have really the skill at an early age. Nagko-collate pa ho tayo. We try to pick them up from the different provinces and to look for the best thereabout. In the sense that we are not really prepared or prepared them for an
President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Philippines.
Kindly sit down. Salamat. Yung listahan, popo kayo. Tungin mo ipakita. To the Philippines, gold, silver is 5, bronze is 2. Ano ba itong at least, naibigay na ba ito? Wala pa. Kapag manalo, ibigay ko lahat ng bayan sa inyo. I'll give you an island. But, unsa ka na anyway, balihog, kindly. Pasensya, hindi ako sanay mag-istorya na ganito. Well, we are in the discipline of golf, table tennis, taekwondo, swimming, lifting. This is a very limited area of sports discipline, but I believe that considering that we have only sent, it's not really a token, but a small delegation, maybe it's the fiercest and most competitive among all. Alam mo ho, it is sad that we cannot really finance the building of a human being into an athlete. Olympic chairman, sports, commissioner, Pinko Wangko and Butch Ramirez. Butch used to work for me for the longest time. Yung napaalis siya tapos pabalik na naman siya. He's occupying the office he was occupying during Arroyo's time. There are about 10.